What is good people? Welcome back to the Modern Man Africa YouTube channel. Another week, another story of a brazen modern woman trying to weaponize the family court system in order to get back at her husband. But this time, the judge puts a stop to it. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Woman receiving 28,500 Rand for a 2-year-old and still wants more is abusing court process, says judge. A Pretoria woman seeking increased financial support from her estranged husband for their 2-year-old child was informed that she was abusing the court processes and subsequently had her application dismissed. The mother, who is currently getting 28,500 Rand for child maintenance, filed a Rule 43 application in the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria, seeking additional funds. In her application, she argued that her child maintenance should be over 35,000 Rand. She added that her husband is in arrears and owes her over 234,000 Rand. The judge said the mother made it seem like the father shirked his financial responsibilities towards the child, and he has not, because he pays at least 28,500 Rand every month. The judge said it was also worth noting that the husband earns 81,000 Rand and receives a quarterly bonus that sometimes puts his salary at 91,000 Rand. With his income, he pays 25,000 Rand towards his 2 sons from his previous marriage, and then he pays 28,500 towards his 2-year-old child. The rest of the money goes to his own expenses. More than half of his salary is utilized towards the maintenance of his 3 children. He has no noticeable assets of value and no notable savings. The father is presently paying more maintenance for his 2-year-old son than both of his older children, said the judge. Meanwhile, the mother earns over 64,000 Rand and receives an annual gross bonus of, wait for it, 624,000 Rand. I'm sorry, there's absolutely no ways. Why would this woman, other than being malicious and salty towards her soon-to-be ex-husband, would she be taking this man to court? She's making so much money. She's receiving money hand over fist, and at least once a year, she makes 10x her salary as an annual bonus, which is crazy. And then she's still got the unmitigated gall to go to the courts to ask for more money. Wild. She also receives 2,700 Rand from a rental property and has savings of 400,000 Rand. The judge said it was obvious that the mother was in a financially stronger position, and no matter how one views the case, the application was an abuse of court processes. Yeah, and that's fair because she's taking a chance. It's crazy to me that this is allowed to happen, but shout out to this judge, Judge Brenda Newkircher. Anyway, I'm probably butchering the judge's surname, but shout outs to her for making the right decision and the right call in this instance. I find her prayer for more maintenance for the minor child excessive and not commensurate with the parties' means. It's an abuse of process, and it is also contrary to the ethos of Rule 43, she said. Yeah, this is a really rare occurrence in any formal court proceedings, whether it's here in South Africa or anywhere else in the world, where a judge would take pity on the man and actually look at a case like this logically and consider the man's financial position. Because a lot of the times we hear loads of horror stories of men being oppressed via the court system because they cannot afford the estranged wife's excessive demands. All right, guys, that's the end of this story. But in this week's episode, I want to switch things up a bit and take a look at a Reddit story that I found a couple of months ago that I thought would be quite interesting to use as content on this channel. Let's jump straight into it. Title: Am I the a-hole for the resentment I feel towards my husband for calling me lazy? I'm 29 female, leaving for the Air Force in August and quit my job recently to prepare. My husband, 30 male, works full-time and expects to do absolutely nothing and just relax when he gets home. First of all, out the gate, she's already making these outlandish accusations. But yeah, let's give her the benefit of the doubt and let's continue. I clean up around the house, cook his meals from scratch, do laundry, wash, fold, and put all clothes away, and take care of our dog, feeding, walking, etc., while he's at work. All of which are done or nearly done by the time he gets home. Lately, he's been saying that I'm slacking and getting lazy on him because I asked him to fix his own plate the other night. I cooked and he wasn't ready to eat, so the food sat out for a while and I had packed it away and cleaned the kitchen. Once I came upstairs and got comfortable in bed, he was ready for his food. Then last night, I got takeout and he asked me to pick up some cookies from Crumble for him, which I did. While on the phone, while driving home, I asked him if he could feed the dog so I can get straight to fixing plates, and he said he was busy watching videos on my laptop about graphic design, although he has a business partner who does designs for him. I was a bit annoyed and said I was just asking for a little help, but never mind, I've got it. There's that passive aggressiveness that we know and love from the modern woman. Whether she's been sitting around or not, the guy's been at work for, who knows, maybe 8, 10, or 12 hours throughout the course of that day, and she can't manage and budget her time correctly in order to have things done by the time that they're meant to happen. She's either wasting the day away, lying in bed until 10, 11, 12 o'clock midday, and then only getting around to her duties and responsibilities as a wife, or she's leaving it far too late and just dilly-dallying and not taking notice at the passage of time throughout the course of the day. As I walked in the door, he was getting the dog bowl to mix the food. I boiled ground turkey for the dog earlier while he was at work to mix with his kibble. He told me he wasn't ready to eat yet, but his food was in the fridge, and I told him to let me know when he wants it. He didn't say anything and warmed his food and ate later. Okay, he's a capable man. When we were laying in bed that night, he asked if I'm okay and if being a wife is overwhelming. He questioned if I understood the duties of being a wife and tried to make me understand that he expects to just come home and relax after work. He doesn't mind walking the dog or taking out trash at night because it's dark out, but even those little things I asked are problematic because he's tired and I have the time to do them. Well, he's not wrong. You definitely do have the time to do them throughout the course of the day. And yes, you are entitled to ask him to contribute in terms of after work activities. But in the interim, when you're not working and you are solely dependent on him, I think it's fair for him to come home and not expect him to be doing anything, especially since he's the one that's literally keeping you alive and funding everything that a grown person would be doing themselves if they were employed. After talking to him, he apologized for calling me lazy, but I still feel bad about it because that's clearly how he feels because he said it more than once. Well, then open your ears and start listening. If he said it more than once, what's the problem? Then clearly you're doing something wrong. And instead of running to Reddit in order to get attention and validation from complete and total internet strangers, you should actually go to your husband, sit down with him and hash out the details of what it is that he expects from you throughout the course of the day and for what happens after he gets home from work. Just ask him. Just ask him. There's a thought. I have no problem doing things for him, and I generally try to keep up with everything and rarely ask him to make his own plate. I can literally count on one hand how many times I have in 2 years we've been together. I just think it was unfair to say I'm lazy or question my capabilities as a wife because of those small things. I honestly feel a little resentment towards him about it now. Am I overreacting? Am I wrong/lazy for expecting him to do little things from time to time? You're not necessarily wrong for asking him to contribute from time to time. However, you're not gainfully employed right now. Therefore, in his mind, he probably has an expectation that you'll pull your own weight and overcompensate in other areas in order to make up for your lack of a financial contribution in your relationship. This is what teamwork looks like and how it works in real life practical application. This thing of 50-50 or 70-30 isn't really a thing. It's 100-100 all the time. He's doing 100% of what he needs to do all the time, and he has a reasonable expectation for you to be going 100% full tilt firing on all cylinders at all times because he's doing the same on his end. All right, guys, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of the new format of one South African story that's particularly relevant to the African market versus the Am I the A-hole from Reddit that's got a more broader appeal? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you can get notified for my latest uploads. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.